Hi, so in this video we're going to be working with isosceles triangle, right? An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has at least two congruent sides, right? And it says that the congruent side of an isosceles triangle are its legs. The third angle is the base. The two congruent legs from the vertex angles form the vertex angle, and the other two angles are the base angles. Okay, so the third side is it. So from here, there's a couple of properties and theory that we can use to solve this type of exercise, right? The first one is isosceles triangle theorem that states two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite to those sides are also congruent. So as you can see, these two sides, side AB is congruent to BC, so that means that angle A is congruent to angle C. Right? And the other way around is also true, right? If the angles are congruent, then those opposite sides are congruent. Okay, and the last one, if a triangle is equilateral, then the triangle is also equiangular. So that means that all my angles measure exactly the same. And because all of them has to equal to 180, that means that each angle measures 60 degrees. Let's see those theorems and postulate on some exercises, right? So I want to find the value of x, right? So because I know that those two sides are congruent, its opposite angles are also congruent. So that means that this angle is congruent to this one. So that means that angle equals 55 degrees. So x plus 55 plus 55 equals 180. So x plus 110 equals 180 minus 110 minus 110. So x equals 70 degrees. Second exercise, very similar to the first one, right? Because these two sides are congruent, that means that the angles are congruent. So x plus 49 plus 49 equals 180. So x plus 98 equals 180 minus 98. So x equals 82 degrees. Okay, so the next one, we have a little bit more information. It's telling me that those two angles are congruent. Those two sides are congruent, right? So I know that its opposite angles are congruent. So that means that this angle is congruent to that one, right? And I also know that this angle right here is congruent to this one, right? Why? Because they have vertical angles. So that means that this one is 53, this one is 53, right? So because these two sides are congruent, that means that this angle, the one that I just wrote, the 53, and this one over here are also congruent. So this angle and this one is congruent, so this one is 53. So I have now that 53 plus 53 plus x equals 180. So 106 plus x equals 180 minus 106. So x equals 74 degrees. Right? So now I'm giving that angle 2 measures x plus 115, right? So let's start working with this type of exercise right here. So because these two sides are congruent, I know that these two angles are congruent. So this one is 72 degrees, right? So I need to find this angle right here, right? Let's mark it in another color so you, right? So these two angles are congruent, right? And this angle over here is also congruent to those that I just marked in purple. So 72 plus 72 plus, let's name this one y, plus y equals 180. So 144 plus y equals 180. So minus 144. So y equals 36 degrees. So this one equals 36 degrees. This one is 36, and this one is 36. Right, so now I have that x plus 115. Remember that it says up here that x equals, that angle 2 equals x plus 115 plus 36 equals 180. So x plus 187 equals 180. So minus 187, x equals negative 7. So again, I know that these two angles are congruent. Right? I know that these two angles are congruent. Right? So I'm going to start by finding those two angles. Remember that we're just looking at the opposite angles, right? So if that one is 106, that means that I have 106. Let's name this one y plus y equals 180. So minus 106, so 2y equals 74, and I'm going to divide by 2, so y equals 37 degrees. So that means that each of these angles is 37. And again, it's telling me that angle 2 equals 11x plus 7. So I have that 11x plus 7 plus 37 plus 37 equals 180. That means that 11x plus 81 equals 180 minus 81. I have that 11x equals 99, and I'm going to divide by 11, so x equals 9. Okay, so the next one, again, this one is 84 plus x, angle 2, right? So I'm going to start by finding out this information right here. Right, so in this case, I know that this angle is congruent to that one, so this angle is 61 degrees. Right, so 61 plus, let's name this one y, plus y equals 180. So 122 plus y equals 180 minus 122, y equals 58 degrees, right? So this one is 58 degrees, right? But because those two angles are complementary angles, they add up to 90, I know that this one is 32 degrees, right? So again, these two angles are congruent, right? So I have 2 times 84 plus x plus 32 equals 180. Again, why 2 times? Because those two angles are congruent. So I have the angle 2 here, and angle 2, this angle over here is the same measure of angle 2. So if this one is 84 plus x, this one is 84 plus x. So 2 times 84 plus x. So this is 168 plus 2x plus 32 equals 180. So 2x plus 200 equals 180 minus 200. So 2x equals negative 20. 2, so x equals negative 10. Number 8 is a little bit different because I have that angle 2 is an exterior angle of that triangle. Remember that exterior angles is the continuation of one side and it formed with another side of the triangle, right? So let's start by figuring out all the information that I need right here. So that one is 77, so I know that this one is also 77, right? So 2 times 77 plus lane name A equals 180. So 154 plus A equals 180 minus 154 So A equals 26 degrees. So again, this one is 26, and this one right here is complementary with 26. So that one is 64 degrees, right? So I know that this one is congruent with that one. Why? Because I have that the sides are congruent. So those two angles are congruent. So this one is also 64, right? This one is an exterior angle, but it's also a linear pair with angle 2 is a linear pair with this one that measures 64 right here, right? So 64 plus x plus 130 equals 180. Again, why those two only? Because they are a linear pair, right? They are two adjacent angles that form a line, right? So x plus 194 equals 180, so minus 194, so x equals negative 14. That's it for this lesson. May the force be with you.